Hello children, let's start with the numericals of exercise 3E. I hope you are clear with each and every concept of this lesson. If you have any queries, you can just call me or ask me. Okay, now let us start with the first numerical of this. There are 16 numericals, so let us see, maybe we will be completing the first 10 numericals. Now the force of attraction between the two bodies at a certain separation is 2n, that's 10 Newton. What will be the force of attraction between them if the separation is reduced to half? So here now we are being given two things. First of all, the force of attraction of the body, which is 10 Newton, okay, and the force of separation between them, which is half, that is twice the half the radius, or sorry, half the distance r. Okay, now here, so we will be writing the solution as, let us take the given the first numerical. Force of attraction 10 Newton between the two bodies, and the distance r dash, that's the new distance, which is r by 2, because the force of attraction between them is in the separation is reduced to half, so r by 2, which is the force acting between the two bodies. Then using the formula F equals to Gm small m upon r square, so this formula, which is the force, about the force of attraction, we will be getting it as G capital M small m upon r by 2 the whole square. So here r by 2 the whole square means r by 4. So 4 will be going up, that's 4g capital M small m upon r square. So we can say f dash is 4 times f. So f dash is 4 times f. So how did we get this as? So here I got it as gm small m upon r by 4. This 4 went up, so we got it 4 times gm m upon r square. So f equals to 4 times f, which is nothing but the force of attraction. How much is it given? 10. So 4 into 10 gives me 40 Newton. So we can say that the force of attraction between them when the separation is reduced to half is nothing but 40 Newton. So the force of attraction becomes 40 Newton when the separation is reduced to half. So this is the numerical number 1. Let's go to the second numerical now. Second numerical, write the approximate weight of the body of mass 5 kg. What assumption have you made? So assumption, you have to take g equals to 10 meter per second square. Very easy this one also. Now given mass of the body 5 kg. So weight is nothing but mass into gravity, acceleration due to gravity, which is nothing but 10 meter per second, which is given. When it is given 10 meter per second, you can take it as 10 meter per second. If it is not given, you have to take it as 9.8. okay, so 5 into 10, 9.8 gives me 50 Newton. So weight is equal to 50 Newton. Easy. Let's go to the third one now. Now third one is, calculate the weight of the body of mass 10 kg in kgf, that is in kilogram force, and also in Newton, and take g as 9.8. Now here they have given us 9.8, so we will be taking it as 9.8 only. Okay, fine. So here let us proceed here. Now we have this, we have to take it in kgf, we have to calculate in kilogram force. So here weight in kilogram force is 10 into 1 kilogram force, which is nothing but 10 kilogram force. Okay, then we have to find it out in Newton. So this weight in kilogram force is nothing but 10 into 1 kgf, which gives me 10 kgf. Then when we are calculating in terms of Newton, that time we will be taking it as weight equals to 10 into 9.8. So here weight equals to 9.8 means mass into g. Mass is 10, gravity is 9.8, which gives me 98 Newton. Okay, now did you understand? Let's go to the fourth one now. State the magnitude and direction of the gravity acting on a body of mass 5 kg and take g as 9.8 meter per second square. So here we have been given to take the mass as 5 kg, gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. We have to find out the force of gravity. Now force of gravity on the body will be what? Nothing but the weight we will be taking, that's the weight, because weight is nothing but the force of gravity acting on the body. So here we will be taking it as mass as 5 kg, gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. So let F be the force of gravity, F into m into g. So F is nothing but 5, gravity is 9.8, so 5 into 9.8 gives me 49 Newton. So answer is 49 Newton, which is the fourth numerical. Now what will be the direction of it? So the force of gravity will be vertically downwards. So the direction will be vertically downwards. Then let's proceed to the next one, the fifth numerical. Now fifth numerical is weight of the body is 2 Newton. What is the mass of the body? Now weight is given as 2 Newton. You have to calculate the mass of the body. So weight of the body 2 Newton. So weight equals to mg. Weight is 2. Mass we don't know 10. So mass equal to 0.2. How did we get it? 10 by 2. Okay. Sorry, 2 by 10. That's the answer. Okay. 2 by 10 is the answer. Then fifth one is done. Now sixth one. Weight of the body on earth is 98 Newton, where the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. What will be the mass and the weight of the moon? Weight on the moon, where acceleration due to gravity is 1.6. So here weight is given as 98 Newton, gravity is 9.8. We are supposed to find out the mass. So same formula we will be using it over here. So we will be getting as to find mass, weight equals to mg. Weight is 98, mass is m into 9.8. So m equals to 98 upon 9.8, which gives me 10 kilograms. So mass is nothing but 10 kilogram. These are all easy numericals. Then we are supposed to find out the mass on the moon. So to calculate the mass on the moon, we have mass of the moon equals to mass of the earth, which is 10 kg. That means weight of the moon, when we are calculating the weight of the moon, how will we calculate? It is 1/6, right? So weight equals to mass into acceleration due to gravity. So weight is equal to 10 into 1.6. Now I have written here mass of moon, which is nothing but what we can say, it is 1/6 on the earth. Okay, that means if on the earth any object is, say for example x, then on the moon it will be x by 6. Okay, say for example if the mass of a body on earth is x, so on moon it will be x by 6, that is 1/6 on the moon. So here they have already given us acceleration due to gravity as 1.6 on the moon. So weight equal to m into acceleration due to gravity on moon. So 10 into 1.6 gives me 16 Newton. So 16 Newton is the weight of the body on moon. Okay, and the same and if you calculate the same weight, okay, say for example 10 kgs on the earth, it will be 10 into 10, which gives me 100. Okay, just I am giving you an approximation how it is calculated. Okay, so this is the sixth numerical. Seventh one. Now seventh one is that the weight of the a man weighs 600 Newton on earth. What would be his approximate weight on moon, and give reason for your answer. So what will be the reason? Value of the gravity on moon is 1/6 the value of the earth, right? So here the man's weight on the moon, which is nothing but 1/6 the man's weight on the earth. So what was the man's weight on the moon? 600 Newton. So how it sorry, the weight of the body on earth, this is. Okay, so the weight of the body on the earth is 600 Newton. So 1 upon man's weight on earth. So 1 upon 6 into 600, which gives me 100 Newton. So weight of the body on the earth 600 Newton. So man's weight on the moon is 1/6 of his weight on the earth, which is 1/6 of 600. So weight on the moon is nothing but 100 Newton. So answer comes as 100 Newton. I hope this is also clear. Now let's proceed further. Now let's go to the eighth numerical. Now eighth is the what is the force of gravity and the weight of the block of mass 10.5 kilogram. Take g as 10 meter per second square. So here we have been given what is the mass of the block. So here I will be writing the mass of the block is 10.5 kilograms, and we are supposed to find out the force of gravity, as well as we are supposed to find out the weight of the block. So here mass of the block is 10.5 kilogram. Force of gravity is F into mg, which is 10.5 into 10, which gives me 105 Newton. Okay, and then the weight of the block is W equal to mg, which gives me 10, again 105 Newton. So force of gravity, F is the force of gravity, same force of attraction also will be the same, mg. Weight of the block will be also W equal to mg, which is 105 Newton. Both the weight as well as the force are the same. Okay, I hope this is clear what we have done. Here it's given as gravity to take as 10 meter per second square, so I have taken it as 10 meter. If it was given as 9.8, then we are supposed to take it as 9.8 only. Okay, then let's proceed further. Let's go to the ninth numerical. Now ninth numerical is a ball is released from a height. Okay, ball is released from a height and it reaches the ground in 3 seconds. Okay, the ball is released from the height and it reaches the ground in 3 seconds. If g is 9.8, find the height from which the ball was released, the velocity with which the ball will strike the ground. So first, if the ball is released from a height, its initial velocity will be 0, and when it reaches ground it will acquire the final velocity. So you are supposed to find out the height of the ball as well as the velocity. So we can say that at a height, say for example this is the ball, so you are supposed to find out this height of the ball and the velocity at which it reaches on the ground. So here we have taken given as time 3 seconds, gravity 9.8 which we already know, and initial velocity is 0. Now g is 9.8 which they have already given, so you are going to take it as 9.8 only. So here we are going to use this kinematic equation, which is s equal to ut plus half at square, where s is nothing but the height of it. So you can also write it as h. Okay, you can write it as h also. So here s is equal to ut plus half at square. So s is u is equal to 0, 0 into 3 becomes 0. Half at, half into 9.8, acceleration due to gravity, you can even write it as half gt. 9.8 into 3 into 3, so 4.9. So this half cuts this, 4.9 into 9 gives me 44.1. So height is 44.1 meters. Now you are supposed to find out what? The final velocity. So for that you will use this formula, v square minus u square equals to 2gs. So v square minus u square equals to 2gs. V square we don't know, so v square minus 0 is the initial velocity. 2 into 9.8 into 44.1 is the height. So we get v square as 864.36, which is, when we take the square root of it, gives us 29.4 meter per second. So final velocity is 29.4 meter per second. So final velocity 29.4 meter per second, height is 44.1, initial velocity was 0. So with the help of these two kinematic equations, we have found the height of the ball as well as the velocity, the final velocity. Okay, now let us go to the 10th one. Now 10th numerical, we'll proceed to the 10th numerical. What force in Newton, okay, what force in Newton your muscles need to apply to hold a mass of 5 kg in your hand. So the mass of the particular object is 5 kilograms, okay, and let F be the force. So F is mg, F equals to 5 into 9.8, which gives me 49 newton. So 9.8 into 5 gives me 49 newton. So this is how we can calculate the what we can say, the force. Now let's go to the 11th numerical. 11th numerical is a ball is thrown vertically upwards. It goes to a height of 20 meters and it then returns to the ground. Taking acceleration due to gravity as 10, find the initial velocity of the ball, final velocity of the ball, and total time. So we can say that how is this? The ball which is there, okay, this ball is vertically thrown upwards. Okay, if it's thrown vertically upwards, then we can say that initial velocity of the ball, okay, so here we can say we have to calculate the initial velocity. So initial velocity will be some value, final velocity it will be reaching up and then coming down. Oh sorry, so okay, here initial velocity of the ball, say it will be something around x. The ball is thrown vertically upwards, okay, so it reaches over here and then it has to come down. So final velocity, here we can say something velocity it will be gaining, and then afterwards you have to calculate the final velocity when it reaches back to the ground. So first it is thrown up, the initial velocity has some value, then it is coming down, we will be having some value. So you have to calculate these two values, as well as you have to calculate the time of the total journey. That means going up and coming down, what is the timing. Okay, so let us see how are we going to do this. First, height is given, that's 20, gravity 10 meter per second. Now initial velocity, let u be the initial velocity. So at highest point v is 0. So here we will be considering the final velocity as 0, but initial velocity will be something when it is thrown upwards. Okay, so v square minus u square equal to 2gs. V square is 0 minus u square, 2 into 10 into 20. 10 is acceleration due to gravity, 20 is the height, and 2 is the value over here. So u square equals to 400, u becomes 20. So initial velocity was 20 when the ball was thrown upwards. Now it was negative, this sign is negative, it was negative, it was minus 20. Why? Because it was against the gravity. Then we are supposed to find out the final velocity when it is reaching down. So So final velocity is v square minus u square into 2gs. So v square we don't know, 0, we have taken it, initial velocity we took it as 0 when it is reaching the ground. So here the ball has reached over here, now it has to reach the ground, so this velocity we are calculating. So here also 2 into 10 into 20, we get it as v square equal to 400. So v is also 20 meter per second. So here the final velocity also comes as 20 meter per second. Now second thing you have to calculate is the time. So time here we have taken it as 2u into g. Okay, 2u into g. Timing is twice of u upon g. So what is the initial velocity over here? It's nothing but 20, gravity 10, 2 into 20 upon 10, which gives me 4 second as the answer. So it was the 11th numerical, initial velocity, final velocity, and the total time is taken as 4 seconds. Now the remaining numericals, that is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 up to 20 will be taking it. I'll be taking it for the next time. Okay, thank you children.